actually, this is as real as it gets.
Hey, this is Marcia Prince, IFBB Bikini Pro and Guest Berry Nutrition spokesmodel, and you are listening to the UCW radio show, In Your Face.
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
You're listening to UCW Radio. In Your Face.
All right, welcome to the UCW radio show and Lights, Camera, Action. Today we have an awesome guest. You know, she's been involved in reality TV going back to 2003. She was on Big Brother All Stars, and her experience actually has made her a key person in casting for reality show television. You know, just such as, you know, The Bachelor, Millionaire Matchmaker, Tabitha's Salon Takeover, so on and so forth. You know, she's fantastic. She's with Casting Duo, and her name's Erika Landin. And in case you don't know her, just go to Big Brother 4. Yep. That's the same Erika, and she's on the show. She's actually on hold, waiting to come on the show. So without further ado, let's bring on, straight from L.A., Erika Landin. Erika, welcome to the UCW radio show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm excited to have you on here. Your story, just what I know of it, is very interesting, without a doubt.
Well, thank you.
Thanks. I mean, I guess a lot of people know you from reality TV, but that's not where you started.
It's not actually where I started. If you would have told me I was going to end up casting reality TV, I would have looked at you like you were crazy. Actually, I started as a professional ballet dancer and modern dancer when I lived in New York, and I moved out to Los Angeles to kind of pursue that. And, you know, I did a few things, got kind of burnt out. I mean, I had been dancing my whole life since I was 3. And then kind of realized that I needed to retire from dancing. And I thought, like, the natural thing for me was to start teaching Pilates, which I loved. And I taught Pilates for like 10 years.
Okay.
And then this is a strange story. I started dating someone that was on the first season of Big Brother, who was Josh, and he was the second place winner.
Okay.
And so he kind of got me hooked on the show. We watched the second season together, and I said, you know, I looked at him and I said, I think I could like do okay on this show. And he's like, they would love you. Let's make a video. So I made a video. We'd watched 2 seasons. And I made a video, and I sent it in, and they called me 2 days later, and the rest is, as they say, history. So that's kind of like my story. That's kind of how I got into reality TV. And then when I was going through the process of, you know, being on Big Brother, I found that whole process really fascinating. You know, getting to meet all these great people with, you know, such different stories. And I thought, like, this could kind of be an interesting, you know, career for me if I kind of got into this. Because, you know, I kind of knew both sides. Like, I knew what it was to be on the side of being a contestant, and I kind of knew what producers and casting directors were looking for.
Right.
So I had a friend who was Mark Burnett's right-hand man, and I said, could you, like, introduce me to someone in casting? He was like, of course, I'll introduce you to the woman that cast for Survivor and The Amazing Race. So that's when I met Lynn Spillman, who is my mentor, and I started recruiting for her for Survivor, and that was in 2003. That was right after my first season of Big Brother. So I've been doing casting ever since.
Oh, wow. And so you had, that firsthand experience of going through the process kind of put you, I guess, in a category above most in casting for reality series.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people, you know, when they hire me, they say, you know, it's good that you kind of have the experience, you know, of being on a show because you can kind of guide these people and, you know, they trust you and they, you know, and it's true, you know, when I talk to people about being on the show, I say, listen, if you, a lot of people ask me questions like, well, how am I going to get edited and da-da-da. And I'm like, listen, if you're the type of person that is worried about how you're going to look, you know, you have to be an open book to be on reality TV. You have to just kind of be that person that's not afraid to have other people judge you.
Right.
So yeah. So I guess I'm pretty good at kind of guiding people. So.
Well, I think that gives you an edge because
Totally.
Yeah, because if somebody is going to and they're applying to cast for a reality show. Okay, let's say if I was doing it and I didn't know anything about it and I was like, oh my God, what if this happens?
Right.
A casting director that hasn't been through it, I'm not going to believe them as much as I would believe you.
Right. No, it's true. Having that experience has really, helped me in my career and, getting people to be on shows and helping them be good on shows and the whole nine. It's funny because a funny story, I was on my Facebook and a picture of Colton that was on Survivor last season. He popped up and it jogged my memory that he had written me 2 years ago on Facebook, and he was asking me all these questions, and I usually try to get back to all the people that read me on Facebook, which is sometimes it's impossible, but he wrote me such a nice email, and I gave him all this advice, and it just jogged my memory, and I'm like, oh my God, that's the same Colton that wrote me, and he had such a great story. So, and there he is. He was on Survivor, and he was great.
Well, I think that people that are looking to get involved in reality TV, some people get lucky. Like you have like the Jersey Shore, that type of thing. That's like pure, unadulterated luck.
Right.
But those that are looking to get casted in established reality shows like Survivor, things like that, it's always better, I think, to kind of follow in the footsteps and get guided by someone that's been there, because when you're getting casted, you have to put on a show.
Totally, right.
It's about viewership, and people have to be interested in you.
Sure. I think it's a good strategy. It was a good strategy for Colton to reach out to me and say, what do I do? What do I say? I said, he had such an interesting story already. It was almost, kind of easy for him. But it's a good way to go if you want to be a show, is to reach out to someone that's already done a show, or especially a show that you want to be on. He actually really wanted to be on Big Brother, so that's why he reached out to me.
Well, Big Brother, Survivor, those are like intense reality shows.
Yes, they are.
You're talking about long-term commitments.
Yes, they are. It's funny when I cast Survivor, I always take the women, because I don't even think I could do it. If I don't have a snack within 3 hours, I'm not a fun person to be around. Mm-hmm. But I always tell them, I'm like, this is going to be the hardest thing. Think of the hardest thing you've ever done, and then times that by 1,000. You're going to be cold. You're going to be wet. You're going to be starving. And they're like, no, I got it. I'm like, just remember my words in your head when you're out there, that this is going to be so hard. So, that's usually kind of like how I go about talking to people about these shows, because it's harder. It's so much harder than anyone thinks.
Yeah, it's not as easy as just going in there saying, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to act like a fool on TV and it's going to be okay and I'm going to get through it. It becomes a mental thing, because you're not watching yourself on television. You're kind of in the environment. And
you're living it.
Yeah, so I think that if you, I guess if you're not going about things the right way, you can kind of, fall off the reservation.
Right. Yeah.
A little bit.
Definitely.
People have snapped. I've seen it. It does happen. But at the end,
I always say, don't judge people when you watch them on reality shows. Sorry, there's a helicopter going right over my work. But I always tell people, don't judge people when you see them on shows, because they're really stripped of everything, and they're really not themselves. Mm-hmm. It's hard to kind of tell people what it's like to be on Big Brother. You're stripped from everyone that you know and love. You have no outside contact. And here comes another helicopter. I'm right in the middle of Hollywood, so.
Yeah, but they're looking for you.
in a
good way. In a good way. You got to wave to the helicopters. Hello, guys.
So it's hard to. You do see people snap, and it's just because these shows are just so psychologically draining and physically draining, and so that's what I'd say about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can see that because Big Brother or Survivor, they just throw a bunch of people in an environment and that's it. Like, go for it.
Right.
And
right.
And then you're there. You kind of know what you have to do because you've seen it on TV. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know. I guess I guess it has to be probably one of the toughest challenges that that these people face in their. I'm not going to say in their lives, but at least at that moment in their life.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think it's funny to me when some people ask me, I bet they really give them food on the side. Like they really have trailer, they give them food. I'm like, no, they don't get any food. The food they get is the rice and the beans or any of the stuff that they win. That's it. Like they're starving out there.
So that's serious stuff, and I know that to be a fact.
It is. It's serious stuff.
Yeah, I know that to be a fact because a friend of mine, he trained a girl. She was on last season. Her last name is Culpepper, and she was on Survivor. And I talked to her, and she told me to deal with that. I said, "Yeah, that's serious stuff. Good thing you're in shape because that's torturous."
Right.
So now you've been doing this, and you've run the gauntlet with reality shows as far as you being involved in Big Brother in 2 seasons, right? You were on there?
I was on season 4, which is the X Factor, and then they did an all-star version, which I was on.
Okay. Well, I think I think that the season that you were on was probably the highest viewed.
But was it which one?
The original one you were on, I believe so.
Interesting.
Yeah, I believe so.
I didn't know that.
And if it wasn't, I'm saying it is anyway. So.
Well, I'll just go with it. Sure.
Yeah, well, we're going with that one. But what happened? They when that deal was over, you did something on E with some of the cast members. You got involved in...
I did. Oh, my gosh. That's going back. I did a movie. Oh, my gosh. I can't think of what it's called right now. The Scorned.
Okay.
With all ex-reality stars. And it was, it was a campy kind of horror flick that, obviously I don't think it did great, but we had a lot of fun. So that was the most important thing for me.
Yeah, but
I had fun.
But
and I could say I was in a movie.
Yeah, there you go. But all that stuff that you've done, that you did back then, from your life experiences, teaching Pilates, going on Big Brother, making that move, it kind of groomed you for what you're doing right now, and you're doing some really big things right now.
I do. I've been really blessed and really lucky that I've gotten to work on the biggest shows and some of the best shows. Obviously, I've done Survivor, Amazing Race. I've done 2 seasons of Master Chef. Right now, I'm actually casting a show for Bravo called The Candy Factory, and that's Candy Burris from the Housewives of Atlanta. She's the Emmy winner. She's worked with Beyonce and Mariah Carey, and she wrote, Scrubs for TLC. Oh. She has a show where we're looking for undiscovered talent. Mm-hmm. And her factory of experts are creating a new star. So we're looking for undiscovered talent of all ages.
Okay, and then that's and Candy's the music girl on the Housewives of Atlanta, right?
She is. She's the one. She's the Grammy-winning award musician.
Look at me. I'm saying music girl. Yeah, I'm sure if she was here, she'd probably slap me. Say, I'm a recording artist.
She's gonna hit you with her Grammy over the head.
Yeah, something. Oh my God, I don't want to get on her bad side. I've seen her in action. Forget about it. So you have the Candy Factory. You're casting for that, and you're
right. And if you want to, if anyone out there wants to apply, go to thecandyfactorycasting.com. That's where you can go pre-register, fill out an application, make a video. And, of course, when I say make a video, be brilliant, be yourself, but you times 10 with lots of energy and enthusiasm. Candy really responds to people who are passionate about music. You don't necessarily have to be the most talented, But she really wants someone that wants this bad, like do or die kind of thing. Like we're really looking for those people.
But she's actually viewing these with you guys.
Well, we look through them first, and then we kind of decide who we think is, the best of the best, because we get thousands of submissions.
Right.
We can't possibly, show her all of them. She just doesn't have the time. So we pick the best of the best, and we show her, and then she picks who she thinks is the best person.
So she's the one that's handpicking what the end result is going to be.
She is. It's a series, and we're picking 16 people, and each episode, 2 people are going to compete against each other for a hit single that's going to be released and a music video.
Oh.
So it's kind of a big deal. She's going to write a song, and you're going to release a single. So it's really kind of a really amazing prize if you're an aspiring artist.
And your odds on that are a lot greater than American Idol.
Yeah, you got a 50-50 shot. I mean, come on, those are great odds.
Yeah, that's no joke, because you have a definitely great shot of getting yourself out there, achieving fame
Definitely.
and
Yeah.
potentially fortune, but more importantly, working with someone like her. Okay.
Exactly. That's a dream.
Yeah,
that's a dream for a lot of these people.
And the thing is, I believe with her that, when with something like this, with this project, I can see her kind of checking her ego at the door and just going in there because she's looking for something in particular, and it has nothing to do with, I'm a big music recording artist and I wrote all these songs. But I'm just saying.
She's really a humble star.
Mm-hmm.
From the brief conversations I've had with her, she's really like the type of music. She's an artist,
right?
So she really wants to find a passionate, talented person, and she's really open, and she's really there for these people. She's just very compassionate, and we've all struggled, and I'm sure she can relate to people that have struggled in the industry. It hasn't always been easy for her. So.
All right, on that note, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to be back on the UCW radio show with Erika Landin.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I am your girl, Candy. And I want to start off by saying thank you so much for watching the Candy Factory special on Bravo. Thanks to you, it's back in action, and we are now searching the country for the next aspiring artist who are ready for the opportunity of a lifetime. If you think you're that one who has the passion and the drive to become the next big music superstar, please go to www.candyfactorycasting.com. I can't wait to meet you.
100 days to go before the 2012 Olympics. The major venues like the stadium are built, but there's still plenty more work to do. And Sebastian Coe, chairman of a local organizing committee, says it's a good time to take stock as the countdown that started from the moment of winning the bid for the Games builds to a climax.
When you're talking about 7 years, 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, but actually when you're really talking about days, and we're talking, I don't know, 12 Wednesdays or something. I mean, it really is, it's very close.
And it's even closer when you consider more than 10,000 athletes from 204 countries will start moving into the Olympic Village 2 weeks ahead of the ceremony. Security and transportation remain major challenges. Moving millions of extra people around the city on a strained public transport system and already jammed roads won't be easy. Keeping participants and spectators alike safe from terrorist attack has been a priority from day one. But despite all the worries and decisions coming at him thick and fast, Lord Coe says he continues to sleep soundly at night.
We will all have to do the best work of our lives, and we will need every minute of every day in order to achieve that. But I'm confident that we will do that.
One specific thing he's pleased about is the big demand for Olympic tickets inside Britain and internationally. Karen Sloan, The Associated Press.
Sitting in a coffee bar, watching the world go by. She lights a cigarette, breathes it in, starts to cry. She holds on tightly to her suitcase of memories. Then she whispers softly, "This isn't how my life should be." Don't go chasing rainbows. Not all that glitters is gold, and you don't know what the future will hold. Chasing rainbows. She said she'd been around the world 100 times, seen a lot of things, good and bad, not worth a dime. Doesn't matter what you do, what you say, this world just keeps on spinning every hour of every day. Oh, don't go chasing rainbows. Not all that glitters is gold, and you don't know what the future will hold. Chasing rainbows. Spinning every hour of every day. Oh, don't go chasing rainbows. Not all that glitters is gold, and you don't know what the future will hold. Chasing rainbows. Don't go chasing rainbows. Not all that glitters is gold, and you don't know what the future will hold.
All right, welcome back to the UCW Radio Show. We're here with Erika Landin, and let's get back to where we left off. We were talking about the Candy Factory with Candy Barris from the Housewives of Atlanta. Yeah, but she's creating that opportunity, opening that door for other people to step up and do something without, to have a real opportunity, not just for the show, but a real opportunity to do something.
Opportunity.
I think that's fantastic. Great. I like that.
That's great.
Too bad I don't sing. Forget about it.
I don't know. I feel like there's a little singer inside of you, Lou.
Oh, I don't
know. You and me, we got to talk.
I don't know about that.
There's actually another show that the company I'm working with is casting, and it's the Tabitha Takes Over.
Yeah.
Which you said that you were familiar with.
Yeah, I love
Well,
her.
she was doing salons, but now she's doing all businesses. Ooh. So I'm going to give you another website that you got that if there's anybody out there that needs Tabitha's help, and Tabitha's amazing, you can go to tabithacasting.com and submit your business. They're looking for all sorts of businesses. So, if you're a roller rink or if you're whatever, a bar, a gas station, for all kinds of people, all kinds of businesses.
And she'll go in there and turn the business upside down to make it successful.
She sure will.
Oh, I like that. See, I like her. I liked her when she was doing the Tabitha Takeover deal with the
salon.
The salon. Yeah, she's tough.
Well, now she's expanded. Yeah. She's doing all sorts of this. Her magic touch is reaching all over the place. So.
Oh yeah, she's a mover shaker.
If you're a business and you need her help, definitely go apply.
And now with the business, does it have to be in a particular state or location, or is it national?
It's national. I know there are certain, eligibility requirements that need to be met, but, obviously submit your business and, the casting department will walk you through all all those details.
Yeah, well, if your business needs a turnaround, to have someone like this, even the opportunity of someone like this coming in and shaking the tree and making things work, you got to take it. That's pretty cool.
And apparently, all the businesses that she goes to, all the salons, their businesses really do turn around and they start to become successful and flourish. So it's all a very feel-good thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because I think that, someone that has a struggling business, as opposed to paying someone a gazillion dollars to help to bring in a takeover, a turnover, or actually a turnaround artist, okay, you go on this show and, Tabitha can do it for you.
She sure can.
Oh, that's sweet.
She's magic like that. So
she's the magic woman. Watch out.
She's coming to take over. Yes. I love it when she says that.
She's definitely got, so, she scares me sometimes when I see that.
She's scary, but in a good way.
Yeah, no, she scared me in general. She said, I'm coming to take over. I said, uh-oh.
That's funny.
The dodge and weave from the television. No, sorry. I like it, but you're scaring me. But some of the other things that you've done, Erika, you've done The Bachelor, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah,
I've done The Bachelor. I was actually sent to London. I found the London Calling Bachelor. It was my bachelor. Actually, it's a funny story because it was the last day of me in London, and I couldn't find anyone, and I was in a panic. And I walked into this restaurant where I started talking to the owner, and he said, I know exactly where you need to go. It's 2 doors down. It's this tiki bar where the guy that does all the promoting for it, he knows Prince William and Prince Harry, and I'm like, this guy, really? Are you, he's like, no, but I'm going to have to walk you in because it's really exclusive. And I'm like, all right, why not? You could have heard. So I walk in, and it's like the bar is filled with gorgeous, hunky, 25-year-old men. And Prince William happened to be standing 5 feet away from me. So I figured I was in the right place.
Right.
So I found him there. He was on a date. I interrupted the date because I was a panicked woman. And I gave him my card. I said, this is what I'm doing. I'm American. I'm casting for The Bachelor. Please call me. And and I had a camera in my hand, and he said, "Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll take your card, but please don't take a picture of me right now because I'm on a date." So, and I was so, I couldn't see anything but, getting him to America.
Right.
And I looked at the date, and I'm like, I'm really sorry. I'm not really this crazy American woman, but so that, he became the Bachelor, and he actually was really good.
I'm sure that's a story that he's going to tell for the rest of his life. My God.
Some crazy American lady accosted him in a bar on the date. That's pretty much his story.
With a camera. It's like you brought the paparazzi to London. That's funny.
So that's that story. It's funny because I actually, everyone knew who I was by the time I left London, but I became like the crazy American lady who's looking for a husband. Like, they didn't really know what I was because I was trying to explain myself that I'm looking for the Bachelor, and they don't have the Bachelor in London. So
no, and
I was a crazy American lady looking for a husband is what I became.
And you were the talk of the town, I'm sure.
I think people were like, just watch out for her. She's a little weird. She brings her camera with her. So,
my gosh.
That's that story.
That's funny. And you also did the casting, you did some casting for Millionaire Matchmaker as well, right? I
did. That was a crazy, difficult show to cast.
I can imagine.
That was really tough. Well, I did. I can't remember if it was a third season, but it was already to a point where she was kind of being mean to people, and to kind of get girls to want to be on the show was more difficult because she was ripping everybody up.
I think she was dieting too much stress.
That might have been it. But how she kind of like rips people apart, and she's a little bit too honest, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think when in a situation like that, you can be that type of person, but as the show goes on, you think that you have to even be more of that type of person, and that's not good.
Yeah, well, I tend to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
And you're sticking to it, huh, Lou?
I'm sticking to it. Yeah, I have to. So it got a little crazy on there, huh?
Yeah, it was hard. It was a very hard show to cast.
Yeah.
I'll never be doing that again.
No,
but it was fun. It was a good experience, and I learned a lot. So,
but where do you get the people from, though? Because you've done a lot of these shows, and you're behind the scenes, and that's why I'm happy to have you on the show, because a lot of people, they see what happens after the fact, what happens on Survivor or The Bachelor. They don't know what's entailed in making that picture happen, making that beginning, and it's not.
There's lots of moving parts.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's so many ways to find people. There used to be a time where I would just look at people at restaurants and on the street, but because I think I was on a show, a lot of people come to me, which is kind of nice.
No, that's cool.
So it varies. Sometimes I'll post something on casting websites, or I'll call, for instance, the music show that I'm doing, the Candy Factory show I'm doing, it has to do with music, so we call all the music schools, and we try to get them on board, and we have them help us spread the word, kind of thing.
Yeah,
so there's also, all different avenues of outreach that, has to be tackled.
So you're going from grassroots to, I guess, mass media if you need to get.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain shows, obviously, like Survivor and Amazing Race, that are just so popular that there's not a whole lot of outreach that needs to be done because everyone knows those shows so well.
Right.
But a new show like the Candy Factory that I'm doing, people don't know what it is, so there has to be a lot of explaining and a lot of selling and, that kind of thing.
Right, and then, but I mean, the Tabitha, the new takeover, show that, I mean, people know they know who she is, but still you have to explain it somewhat so they understand what she's doing.
Sure, sure. Absolutely. Yeah, it's like a sales job, basically.
Yeah. But you're pitching to get the right people, and
exactly.
And you must have a lot of passion in doing this, because it's not an easy job.
It's not, but I find it's fun. I come to work, like today. I work for the casting duo, and we are located within Shine America, which does Biggest Loser and Office, and There was a band that played out in our courtyard today, so it's a really fun atmosphere. It's hard, I said to someone that came into the office, they're like, "Wow, this is really fun." And I said, "Yeah, we play hard, but we work hard. We work hard, but we play hard." Kind of thing.
What do they think? They Google?
We are. We're better than Google.
There you go. You're making magic. No, but but without you guys, like without a group like you guys, viewers, not only in the United States but globally, they wouldn't have the opportunity to see a show that's brilliantly casted, like Survivor, brilliantly casted. Certain shows are brilliantly casted because otherwise it would be boring. You would be watching Jerseylicious or something, which is I'm just saying, but
right.
But seriously, you kind of put all the right people in the right place to make a product that is marketable.
I always say it's like a puzzle. We're trying to put a puzzle together with all certain different, with all different aspects of personalities and occupations, and that people think we just kind of like pick, random people sometimes, and I'm like, no, there's so much that goes into it, and we're trying to create a television show, and we're trying to create people, who would get along, who wouldn't get along. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, well, you're always going to have that drama when you put a dozen people together. You'll have some of that, But I would think that you would want to limit it so it doesn't get too ridiculous.
Right.
But it's a little difficult, I would think. So.
Well, Lou, I gotta jump off because I gotta go back to work.
Well,
casting a show.
You're gonna go back to work. You're gonna go cast your shows. You're gonna do your thing.
I gotta go cast the show.
But let's leave our listeners with your website or the casting.
CandyFactoryCasting.com.
Is that with an I or a Y?
That's Kandi FactoryCasting.com.
Okay. And then you have Tabitha's Casting, right?
And then Tabitha'sCasting.com.
And they can always go on the Casting Duo website and find out what you guys have going on, right?
They sure can.
Okay, perfect. Erika.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure thing.
It's CastingDuo.com. That's the Casting Duo.
CastingDuos.com.
So you can go on there and you can see all the different shows that we're casting.
Okay.
And if you think that, you're right for something, then send us your stuff.
Well, they're not going to be able to go to anyone better than you guys because you guys know what you're doing.
Cute.
Yeah, but you know what you're doing. You're putting the right people in place, and at the very least, they're going to get a nice lesson in reality TV. So I think that's fantastic. Erika, thank you so much for coming on the show.
To say. It was my pleasure, Lou. Thank you so much for having me.
No,
I appreciate
for sure. And then we'll have you back on another time to get some updates on what you have going on and stuff. Okay?
Awesome. Sounds great.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right. Thanks, Lou. You too. Bye-bye.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
What is your major malfunction?
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.